Okay, so I'm going to start with a cylinder change. So I'm confirming that this cylinder does need to be changed out. So what I'm going to do, disconnect the high pressure line. Go ahead, I'm going to change out this bottle, bring in a new bottle. Ensuring that this dovetail does seat correctly in the harness. Sorry, before I clip that in, I want to make sure that this fitting is torqued appropriately. It's not loose, that I'm not going to leak any air. There's no O-rings in this quick connect. Make sure that secures properly. Make sure that this valve right here has not popped, okay, to show that it has been overpressured. I'm going to go ahead and lock that in, make sure that is secure, all right? Starting down here, then I'm going to make sure that my URC is clear of debris. There's nothing that I can see here that it does in fact seat in here. Protects the RIP connection. I'll check my bell in a little bit. I'm looking at the harness. I'm making sure that there's no cracks or defects, any major issues that I can see with the harness. It does seem intact. Make sure that this high pressure line is also intact. The speakers down here are clear of debris that could possibly mute it slightly in an emergency situation. Following the high pressure line up down to the ICM, I'm just going to do a quick check of my battery. Press and hold the ICM is showing that I have green battery. Green is good. Following this down, make sure that my straps are not frayed or worn. I'm going to fully extend all the straps. Make sure that this mechanism operates properly. Make sure this one is fully extended as well. While I'm over here, I'm going to check my regulator. Make sure that my bypass operates, close that back up. Make sure that I have an O-ring in here and then a red O-ring here. Double check that these two buttons work appropriately. Follow this line up. I have the voice amplification on this one. I'm gonna make sure that this strap is pulled all the way out. Follow this all the way down into the harness. That's going to be my second stage regulator inside there. Once I turn that on, I'll find out if that is intact or if it leaks. Here I have my buddy breathing hose. Pull the buddy breathing hose out. Make sure that all the caps and everything are in place, that there is no debris inside of here, that it can function properly. There's no rips or tears or gouges or any stress on the hose. Close this back up. All right, so from this point, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put my mask on and I'm going to turn my bottle on. Open my bottle up all the way. I'm confirming with my ICM that it does power up. Green check mark is good. 4415 PSI. That is showing what matches what's on the analog gauge down here on the bottle. I'm gonna let this thing run through its cycle for a second. So I want to listen to each alarm and make sure each alarm sounds off properly. All right, I'm going to reset this one by shaking the ICM. Now I'm going to let it cycle all the way through. While I'm doing that, I can look at the hydrostatic date and make sure the hydrostatic test date has been taken care of, which it has. So there's the second alarm, third stage alarm. Now it needs to be manually reset, so I'll manually reset. Now I'm going to manually set the alarm by pressing on the red button. All right, turn that off. All right, while I have the pack turned on, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do my fit test. Checking the mask, making sure I don't have any major damage or any defects in the mask. Everything should be intact, the mask is clean. Lens is able to be seen through. There's no crazing. The netting The netting on the mask is intact. Go ahead, I can see my heads-up display lights. All right. Voice amplifier works. I can turn that off. I'm going to operate my bypass. Bypass works. No leaks, no seals in my mask. Everything is intact at this point. Go ahead and I'm going to disconnect. Go ahead and bleed this off and make sure that my low air alarm functions properly. Should sound at about 1500 PSI. Right about where it went off. I have all the audible, visual warnings that I need. All my lights are functional. I had red, green, and yellow lights. Turn it off. Make sure the unit powers down. And complete.